Hello, everyone. You're welcome back again on today's show. I want us to discuss the best crypto coins to buy now for September. These coins, I believe, can give us massive gains this September, as many people are calling for a bad crypto season this September. I am looking at a different, scenario with cryptocurrency because they are coins that are gonna do well regardless what time it is. If say it's a time for that coin to do well, that coin is gonna do well. So I want us to dive deep into that for today and see how we can position ourselves to get involved in this coin as soon as possible. If you are new on this platform, you are watching the Returns Crypto. Yeah, I create content to help you understand what goes on in the crypto space. I talk more about market structure, support and resistance, when I'm buying and when I'm not doing anything. I mentioned today we're gonna look at one of those tricks that I talk about on my platform on how to go about looking for the best coin to buy. You know, this week, tomorrow, this month. So let's dive straight away into the show. Now, this is like before we go to the best altcoins to buy. You know, you know the drill. I always want to establish where we are in this cycle. I want to see where Bitcoin is, where the entire market is, where we have liquidity in the market. Because without this, I'm not able to do anything, or to like I'm not able to buy anything. I have to understand where we have liquidity in the market before anything else. So this chart represents where we have liquidity in the market currently. So you can see we have liquidity right down here at around $106,000. And we have liquidity right up there at around $114,000. Where we have more here. There's more liquidity here that I think because of this, like you can see this yellowish area, there's high chances the market makers can push price there, even though they have made higher highs or we have made higher highs on the 1 hour time frame. I still think looking at the weekly setup, we can come down here after going up there. So they can easily go up to $114,000, grab the liquidity at that price point, then push price back to this $176,000. Now, let's go to the chart of Bitcoin. But before we go there, let's just look at this on the daily time frame as well. Let's see where we are on this time frame. Okay, on this time frame, it shows that we can easily grab this liquidity here at around $109,000 to take us right up to 100, let's say up to $111,000. And if we are not able to stay above that price point, then we can go to grab the liquidity at around $106,000. Now, looking at this on the 12 hours time frame, let's see where we are on this time frame. Yeah, you can see we can easily drop right down here to around 108,500 to grab this liquidity here before we can go up. But I can see we are closer here to 110,700, so we can easily go that as well. Then head to 112 and from there head to 114. But looking at this structure, I would say that the most likely area for price to go fast is this $108,000, and also yeah, from there maybe they can take us to a different level. Now, since we are still on this, I want us to look at Ethereum because Ethereum as well is going to play a huge role for the altcoin market. So let's see where Ethereum is. Okay, you can see with Ethereum for the 12 hours time frame, we can easily drop down to 4,200, and then maybe we go to 4,500, then drop down to this price point. But I think that we might head to this liquidity first. Of course, price is closer to that liquidity, maybe, but it's not certain. Well, my best setup is gonna be for price to come right down here first to grab this liquidity at $420 $4,220, and after that zone, I can now place a huge order for price to take us to 4,448. dollars. So that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum. But now let's look at Ethereum for the weekly setup. Let's see like what we got here for the weekly setup. Okay, the weekly setup is showing us this upside around $4,548. Now, after this zone, if we see Ethereum stays above this $4,556,000, not $56,000, $4,544. There's high chances that we can go to attempt the high at $5,000, right? But it depends on what, like how bullish the market is gonna be and how price is gonna be respecting different key areas. Now, going to the chart of Bitcoin, let's see where we are in this like today. Now, Asia open around on what price was that? It opened at around 109 or $109,000, right? Then price drew up a little bit downward to, or let's say $107,000, and after that we saw how price moved straight away. Currently price is at around 10,000, let's say give or take 100, and if we are looking at this move, right, to mean, okay, because you can see if I zoom out, you see that based on this structure, we have been in an uptrend somehow. You see, after this dip here, price made this move to the upside, came back down, wasn't able to go and make higher highs, break, make higher highs, came back down. But this is the only higher highs that price stayed a little bit like more above, like for a long time above the previous the previous lows or the previous highs, right? Yeah. So you can see, yeah, I'm thinking maybe we get a decent pullback, and the pullback can take us to $108,000. You can see clearly. If I'm gonna draw the fib tool from here to the top there, if I'm looking at the 0.382 zone, you can see it's around this 109,400, and the midpoint is gonna be around 109, 109, yeah, 109,000. Then the golden pocket is gonna be around 108,600. So it aligns with the liquidity zones that I have been showing you guys on the liquidity heat map on CoinAng. So these are the zones that you should be looking at: the 0.382 zone, the 0.5 zone, and the golden pocket. These areas are going, like, if you see price reject those areas with volume, then you want to take action. Now I'm going to just mark this for myself. If I see price there, I'm going to easily recognize what I'm going to do there. So let me mark another one here. I want to set our outlet also there. So, and what I want to see here is volume, right? I want to see volume, and for without volume, I will not able to know or whether I'm gonna buy or not. Now, guys, the reason why I'm showing you all of this is because the altcoins that we are gonna we are looking at, it's not be important. We know whether Bitcoin is gonna dump. Because if Bitcoin is gonna dump, then these altcoins that we're gonna look at for today might not give us any real momentum. Now let's go to dominance. That's USDT dominance. Let's see where we are with dominance. Okay, you can see. Let's take this on the 4 hours time frame. Let's look at this on the 4 hours time frame. Okay, you see, we have been rejecting this 800-day moving average on the 4 hours time frame. So we don't want to break above it, and price is still above, like dominance is still above the 50-day moving average. So we want to see it break and close below this moving average. If not, then we cannot see Bitcoin and most altcoins dump again, and that's what we don't want to see. If you're watching, you haven't yet liked the stream, do like the stream. I appreciate you liking the stream. At least it's gonna help the stream reach out to more people out there. So go right now and hit that like button. And if you are in cryptocurrency, you will need to protect yourself. You need to protect your data. I recommend you use NordVPN. NordVPN is one of the top VPN platform out there that can protect you from hackers, those who are out there to extort you online. So these guys are gonna prevent you from opening malicious websites. So I'm gonna highly recommend you use that VPN. Now let's get to the number one coin that we're gonna be looking at today. This is Aerodrome. Now, the reason why I want us to look at Aerodrome is simple. Aerodrome has been in a constant uptrend, and now we are seeing this decent pullback. Or we are seeing this decent pullback, and I'm looking at this pullback to mean two things. That price is getting ready to make the next push upward to $2, you know, or maybe price will come back right down to where the alpha trend printed a buy signal. I'm gonna mark this. I taught you guys, like, I made a video on how to go about this, like how to look at the alpha trend, the trendillo, like it's like my style of trading, my strategy, what I want to see at times before I buy any coin. Like on the 4 hours time frame, I try, not only on the 4 hours time frame, on every time frame. What I do is I try to mark the zone that create this massive move to the upside, or that started this massive move to the upside. In this case, this is a zone that started this aerodrome pump, right? And ever since, we haven't seen aerodrome come back there to retest that zone. Ever since, you can see clearly price has been in a constant uptrend, and look at where we are currently. So if we keep seeing aerodrome dropping in value, it means that they want to target this zone that I am drawing right now. If I'm gonna be looking at aerodrome to buy aerodrome, I'm gonna also be looking at zones where I can get it at a discount rate, right? Because this is one of the top project out there. If you actually want to buy something for long term, I'm gonna recommend aerodrome. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you do your own research. But this is what we should be looking at right now. We are around the value area low, so maybe we can come a little bit downward, because if we fail to break and close above the 50-day moving average on the 4 hours time frame, then we're going to target this moving average here, which is the 800-day moving average. And if we target this moving average, then we're going to still go and attempt to break and close above the 50-day moving average. So until we break and close above that moving average on the 4 hours time frame, then we're going to keep seeing aerodrome dropping down in value. So aerodrome is the number one coin to buy for today. And where are we going to get our entry? This is our entry. It's simple, right? If you see aerodrome break and close above, like not here on the 4 hours time frame, not yet on the 1 hour, but yeah on the 4 hours time frame. So just be monitoring our aerodrome, and also what Bitcoin is doing. This should be the measure. Like if we see any pullback, the pullback should end here. It should take us here. We don't want to see the pullback break and close below this zone that I just marked here. So whatever the situation is for aerodrome, if you see price here, you buy. If price is able to hold, like move out and close above the alpha trend, you buy. And if you see the 5-day moving average crisscross the 13-day moving average, you know that the trend is bullish. On the 4 hours time frame. Now, another thing I want us to look at here is simple. Let me just bring in this tool here. So what I want us to see is this um trendillo. Now, because we are below the 0.00 price point, I'm not gonna like really like say to you guys, okay, buy aerodrome like now. I'm gonna wait a little bit to see how price is gonna react here, where we are. So the best zone where I'm gonna recommend you to buy aerodrome, as I mentioned earlier, is when you see aerodrome above the above the 50-day moving average on this time frame. And also you can see it has to be above the better moving average somehow. you know so if if we don't see aerodrome make that huge move there, come back, hold this zone, then we're not buying Aerodrome. So Aerodrome is one of them. I'm just trying to give you guys the different scenarios where you can accumulate so much of this bad boy. You know. Now we have this other one here, which is um Tao. Tao, like if we look at Tao on the daily time frame, you're gonna see something here. You see, um price is holding a major support zone. Yeah, after this, you should move to the upside. Price created this zone. Yeah, so this zone is acting as a solid support zone for for Tao. So I think now is just buy. If you buy here, you can still buy more down here, because if it fails to go above and it breaks downward, then you're gonna get it at a more discount rate. You know, so I'm looking at buying this bad boy, yeah. Because it has, yeah. I think we should expect it to move to the upside, right? And yeah, it just depends, guys, on how you see it, like how Bitcoin is gonna react today. If Bitcoin is gonna dump, then there's high chances that Tau is gonna drop to, it's gonna drop as well, right? Now looking at another one here, which is Dogecoin. Dogecoin looks pretty good to me, right? Because we have been in a constant uptrend here on the 4 hour style or the daily time frame. You see this low here, we made this high, we came back and we held this zone. Price wasn't able to go and make lower lows from this low. We made another higher highs, another high here. Price haven't yet been able to go and take the previous low. So we are in an uptrend for Dogecoin. That's why I think Dogecoin, like, also another fact that I'm seeing here is that Dogecoin is moving above the alpha trend, which is good, right? It's moving above the alpha trend, so it means that we can see a huge spike to the upside, break structure, then continuation to the upside. Right up to about 0.30 cent. You know, so that's what I think might happen with Dogecoin, and Dogecoin should be one of them, like the number one safe to buy. I think from this structure here, this low, we are gonna go attempt this other higher, this higher. So I'm not I'm not trying to say to you guys that Dogecoin is going to up this immediately. What I'm trying to say is, because we are making higher highs, and this was the high that caused this low, right? So these are the main zones to watch at on this time frame, right? So if, say, we are leaving this zone going up, then this should be the target, right? And that's gonna be an amazing profit for you. The next coin I have here, I think this one I would just say, just like, to me, it's a buy, because history have shown that Baby Dogecoin is one of those coins that is gonna always do well. Like, it's gonna always do well, right? And it's gonna do well based on what the altcoin market is gonna do, right? And because we are in a critical support zone with Dogecoin, I think now is the time to accumulate. You can see first we hit this zone, went up there, came here, hit this zone, went up there, came here, hit, come, went up there, came here, we hit again, we're gonna go up there. So the more we keep doing this, if we keep doing this more and more and more, there's high chances that we're gonna break and close above. Like we're gonna switch structure. You know. Now let's see. Virtual. Yeah, virtual too. It's a buy for me. You know, yeah. If you want to buy something virtual, Cardano also is a buy for me. But wait a little bit for Cardano to play out. If you want to buy Cardano on the daily time frame, then you can buy it at least when price stays above the alpha trend. You know. Now let's see with Sui. I think Sui. I'm not gonna say buy Sui. Let's go to Aave. No. Yeah, this one is Audi, guys. I mean, we can never tell. Or they can go to zero, and at the same time, it can go back to the previous all-time high, and that's gonna be a discount, like a massive gains for you. So you're gonna be buying it now, a discount. If say you actually, you know, yeah, if price actually get to the all-time high, right, from where we are. I don't think that maybe it's too expensive. No, it's not expensive. We look at where price left up there, came back, you know, like, oh wow. This is a huge opportunity, and yeah, you can decide to buy or not. Another one here is Bega Chain. Bega Chain, like, yeah, it has been doing well recently. Now we are seeing some sort of pull off with the project, which is awesome. You know, not like with the project, I mean with price action, which is awesome. So what I want to see is simple. I want to see price come right down here, and and reject all of this zone here, this the bottom moving average. If we see a huge rejection with high volume, then it's gonna mean to me the market makers, they want to continue to push price to the upside. They don't want to drop price more lower. They want to take it to the upside. Have this risky coin here that I think maybe you can try it out. This one is so risky. This is OM. But you can play this spot. Most of the coins I'm sharing with you can play it spot. Just buy spot and see how it goes. Well, this one is a good one to accumulate right now. I'm gonna buy some of these. The upside is really fantastic. Which other coin I have here? I have this sleeping giant ton. Ton is a buy for me. There's still a long way to go, but I'm just going to say, ton is one of the biggest, platform in this space with multiple users from Telegram. So if they just like get about 10% of Telegram users to or go through the ton network, that's gonna be huge for ton ecosystem. So yeah, guys, these are the coins that I'm looking at currently, to give me some massive gains. Another one here is Quant. I think we might see Quant pump from like I think this week we're gonna see a Quant pump, based on what I'm seeing on the chart. But if we're gonna break and close below the moving average on the daily time frame, then it won't be possible for it for Quant to do so well, you know, currently. Another one to look at is Metis DAO. Is this one can pump anytime from now, but I think the setup for September good is good. Aptos also is another one. Like this one can just fly anytime from now. Those I strongly believe Aptos can fly anytime from now. I believe that. So if you believe this, that's how you can make massive gains in the market. All right, guys. That's it for this show. Hopefully, you got some value out of this. You enjoyed it, love it, like it. If you don't love it, don't like it. But if you like it, I'm gonna appreciate it, even when you don't love it. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow, same time, and enjoy yourself. Happy trading, happy investing. Make sure you don't get so much risk. Focus on your goals, your strategy. That's the only thing you have. From that, nothing is important in this market. Bye, guys. See you the next one. Ciao.